Since 2007, South Africa has been experiencing an energy crisis, and it seems to be getting worse over time. This crisis was predicted as early as 1998. Eskom, the state-owned national power utility and grid operator, is incapable of meeting the country's demand for electricity, resulting in the implementation of load shedding whenever generating units are down for maintenance, getting refueling, or being repaired. Eskom is one of Africa's largest power generators, generating 95% of South Africa's power and about 45% of Africa's. Unfortunately, its power generating capacity is constantly decreasing due to breakdowns, sabotaging of electrical infrastructure, theft at power plants, and corruption. The underpricing of electricity is also another factor that could be contributing to the company's inability to sustain itself and produce sufficient electricity. Since 2000, the National Energy Regulator of South Africa has served as the regulator of Eskom's prices. The prices set took into consideration the country's poor GDP per capita growth, high unemployment and inequality, as well as low public sentiment toward Eskom due to its exposed mismanagements. As a result, Eskom was forced to sell electricity at low prices, which made it difficult to maintain the generation fleet. Duva, Camden, Kendal, and Kusile power stations haven't been able to generate power, resulting in 15.4 gigawatts being wiped off the national grid. Planned maintenance, meanwhile, was at 5.5 gigawatts of capacity. Due to unplanned breakdowns, Eskom lost more than 17 gigawatts of generating capacity, and if we add the 5.5 gigawatts of capacity unavailable due to planned maintenance, more than half of Eskom's 44 gigawatts of total generating capacity is offline. To add to that, Eskom employees who are members of the National Union of Metalworkers of South Africa have also been striking at power stations. The main reason behind these strikes is the need for salary increases. The strikes further worsened Eskom's capacity, resulting in load shedding being deemed a necessary measure to help fill the deficiency of generating units while dealing with breakdowns and in an effort to catch up with the timely demands of electricity users. Last April, Eskom announced the issuance of a request for proposals offering to lease land for renewable energy projects no bigger than 100 megawatts in Mpumalanga province. This is to encourage investments in renewable energy, which will, in turn, alleviate the current energy crisis. Investors will get into bilateral agreement with customers while Eskom provides the transmission infrastructure to distribute electricity. As of June 23, 2022, 18 companies have been selected to lease Eskom land and build private renewable energy projects in Mpumalanga. These companies are expected to sign contracts by August, and they will provide an additional 1.8 gigawatts of generating capacity to the grid. De Ruyter assured that this would not cost taxpayers. Moreover, a risk-adjusted resource plan was developed to resolve the persistent load shedding and eliminate shedding by 2024. President Cyril Ramaphosa also announced that Eskom will be unbundled into 3 operating units: generation, transmission, and distribution. This unbundling will foster De Ruyter's plan to promote private participation in electricity generation. However, despite these measures suggested to improve the energy crisis, South Africa is still facing some issues. As companies selected to build private renewable energy projects are not yet contributing to the grid, and the present fleet of generators is continuously declining, South Africa might have to introduce stages 6 to 8 of load shedding. These are the most severe stages of load shedding. And this is despite economic and social negative impacts brought about by load shedding. Ramaphosa stated that the ongoing blackouts and unreliable power supply have resulted in lost production, lost investments, deindustrialization, greater unemployment, and declining livelihood. One downside of the proposal of unbundling utility is that private generators can leverage their market power and ensure that energy is procured at higher prices during a crisis. This is what is happening in the EU. One might think that the privatization will result in things being more efficient and better priced, but lack of competition could result in an oligopoly energy market where companies are reluctant to be innovative or reduce prices. Moreover, privatization could also increase the financial burden on the consumers. Considering that South Africa has the world's largest unemployment rate at 34.5% and an annual consumer price inflation of 6.5% as of June 2022, privatization could further feed the intensifying social unrest in the country. The South African energy crisis is intensifying, and there is a need to address issues such as sabotaging of electrical infrastructure, corruption, theft, and poor maintenance that are contributing to the crisis. Considering the economic situation, increasing the energy prices might not be the best option. However, signing contracts with the selected companies and allowing them to produce renewable energy as soon as possible might improve the current situation.